26th.
And before you start, I'll start by saying you have not gotten any reports yet. I know you have, as a required by law, to notify you immediately, but we haven't gotten anything to give us levels or anything, so we're not prepared yet to make a decision on what we're going to do. Because what they have to do is they do a circle, and then they decide how far, and then they see how many people are affected, and make an inviting to us on what to do.
So at this point, you've been advised on what to do.
We're going to wait until they give us a report, which should be probably this coming week.
They're supposed to get something to us, and then they have to report to DES mid-April, I think, and then a full report.
But obviously they reported to you, so I could start going on the water, right?
Yeah, we're going to put you on water all the way, but as far as going a step further or anything, we don't do that until we get their report. Because it's the first time you've been over the well, and last time you were under. Right. And some of the houses that were over the limit are now under, so that some of them reversed the other way. And we did test Benson's, that whole
They were under the limit.
a week ago Friday, and they were under last time, but they were over about that much, so kind of like you were, so we're kind of waiting to see how that one comes back too.
So do we proceed tonight, or do I go have my questions that I have so far, or is this a moot point?
You can, probably the easiest thing to do would be send your questions to Susan.
I still kind of want to hear from tonight, I see what the questions are. Yeah. So when we get the official report, I'd like us to be able to argue more on some of those questions. Okay. The answers for.
Okay, Dan Doyle, 56 Main Street, Kingston.
Well, so make sure, speak loud, so.
Okay, so, I have some questions about the water testing for PFAS, and, I stopped in and saw Susan, and she recommended that I present these questions to you tonight. I don't know if you have answers to them, obviously, but I kind of have some concerns I kind of like to voice. As you know, I've got kids in the house, so I'm very worried about the situation here with the water contamination. I talked to the company that's going to deliver the water. They're going to start delivering on this Friday. One of the things the gentleman explained to me is that they'll provide water for animals and people living in the home. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. I says, I currently have 70 chickens in our chicken farm here. And I says, I'm picking up cattle this spring. They drink about 10 gallons of water a day. I says, are you going to provide water for the cattle also? He's like, I've never been asked this question before. And I said, well, it's a concern for mine, first of all, only because I'm trying to certify organic right now. I have over 1,000 Christmas trees, 70 chickens, and cattle soon. And right now, the USDA is not testing for PFAS in waters, but there's rumor that they may begin doing that next week. And if that's the case, then my whole organic certification goes out the window, which is concerning to me when I'm trying to operate a small farm, okay? Back to the delivery portion of it. The gentleman I was talking with said that he would deliver 19 cases of water, bottled water, and 19 cases of gallon bottled water. I says, where am I going to store all this water?
Yeah, I think we can get your own 5-gallon jugs.
Where am I going to put a 5-gallon jug cooler in my home? That's the other question.
They don't, Monadnock does not do that.
They don't,
Yeah, and I asked him about it,
and we can go elsewhere if we need to.
so he said, well, you know, we'll have to store it in your home. I says, well, I understand I'll have to store a pallet full of water in my home. And I says, do you bring it into the home? He goes, no, we just deliver it to the front. I says, okay, so now you're expecting me to cart water into my home. And it has to be stored in the home, obviously, because with the weather, it'll freeze out of the barn. And I asked him then, I says, if that doesn't supply my home with the water at the end of the month, since they only do deliveries by the month, I asked him, am I buying water then and turning receipts into the town of Kingston, or are they going to reimburse me? He said, well, no, you'll just have to go without water for that period of time. And I thought,
Say that again.
And it's not true. We won't let you go without water.
Okay, so if they deliver once a month then, and I run out of water and I have to start purchasing water, do I save my receipts and do I be reimbursed by the town of Kingston?
No, if you run out, let us know and we'll get you water.
Okay.
Obviously, before you go water,
Sure. Obviously, I just want to be reassured that you have a supply of clean water coming.
Yeah.
I would assume that the company will, I mean, if you get a favor of 4, if it's a favor of 4, we'll get one.
But well, and that's the kind of aspects is, I've got 2 kids, they're grown kids, they drink water like crazy. And they have friends there and all that. He said that the supply that he's going to give me should cover.
I get that, and that's what I'm saying, I think they should have the stats to know on an average what water consumption would be, whether you need an extra couple of gallons, or that's not gonna be a big deal. I don't see that.
Right, so he's, like I said, he's going to deliver that amount, which should cover me. But my thought was, the kids in and out of the house all the time, if I come up short, what's going on?
Plus the animals we gotta deal with.
The ones in the house.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, the ones in the house. And so I'm a bit concerned now, where's my farm go with this if I'm trying to certify organic now? And the USDA starts testing my, or now that I know that there's a contaminant in the water, now I have to publicly say that when I'm selling my product now that it's no longer organic, which kind of concerns me. But I guess when we get to that bridge,
So things all broke out, when it first broke out, yours was tested and you were below the limit, but now it's changed.
it's been tested ever since this started.
Yeah, but you never was within the limit, and this test came back, you were within the limit.
Right. So,
And some of them change, but some.
No, I understand that. No, I understand that, but I didn't know where his fit in it.
And he was, right at the same place Benson's was last test.
Okay.
And then he went up and we're kind of expecting Benson's made too. And the weird thing about this is everybody says the flow goes that way from the fire station, so then we have to think, is there another source?
right.
Other than the fire station, because septic systems will do it,
Sure, if you're well drawn at that
Right.
point too, so that was one of my concerns there. So if you're gonna cover me with water through the town, that's great if I fall short. I just was kind of wondering how that's gonna happen. But it brings me back to the delivery, now I've gotta somehow cart all this water into my home, The other question I have too is, with all this extra plastic, are you guys gonna provide me with another recycling can?
might have to.
I think you're gonna have to with all that plastic. So, I don't know if I, contact the town and just say,
No, we'll talk with Bill.
and drop me off another recycling bin, because, it's gonna eat a lot of my recycling bin as it is. So, I kind of discussed the animal situation. I also talked to the state, and he said that there's grant money available for homes in my situation, $5,000 grant. But they said that I am not eligible for it because you guys are.
And that's why we wait for the reports and we decide how many of those to apply for, how much to apply for. How many people need softeners or not softeners, but conditioners.
Yeah, reverse osmosis or however.
Yeah, typically we've had some houses that have 2 people in it, so it's a lot easier to supply the water than the softener. But in your situation, between the people and the animals and everything,
Right.
my guess is they're gonna lean towards a system, filtration system.
My next question is the town currently doing any testing for soil quality and air quality in the plains because of this? Are we strictly doing water testing?
They're saying that it doesn't have an airborne issue. So,
Okay, I've talked to some people at Granite State Analytical, because I work with them very closely with the schools, and they're the ones that did your testing, and they asked, well, are they testing the soils and the air in the plains? And I said, I don't know that. With Kingston days going on and everything out there, we're possibly dealing with contaminants that are airborne out there.
yeah, they've never even suggested to us, as far as I know, to test either of those.
Okay.
And we've been an awful lot of money, so they should be telling us what it is.
It's just a thought, I'm kind of picking this up through some of my resources, so. Has there been any research done in the community then as far as cancer hotspots or anything like that?
There hasn't been any high levels or anything reported, so, You know, it's not like everybody worked at the fire station was getting cancer or anything.
Right. And then my next question is there anything as far as forming a committee here in town that makes up people that are not selectmen, that have some input as far as what's going on, as far as the direction this is going?
It may come to that.
How long has Kingston known about the situation?
Oh, we've been dealing with it for, what, 5 years? 5 years.
Do you think it's time maybe to start a committee and?
Well, the problem is, in my opinion, you may get other opinions, but it's a very costly thing. And right now, we're doing everything that Eastern tells us to do and DES tells us to do. So what more would the committee tell us to do? We are doing what they tell us to do. It's not like we're refusing or whatever. We're taking their advice, we're talking to attorneys, we're doing what they say to do.
5 years just seems like a long time to be dealing with.
This could go forever. I mean, this is here to stay. And it's, the town's being mandated to spend money. If we don't feel like we should have to spend, you know, because
State money first, nothing else.
I'm sorry?
It's not coming from the state, in fact, it's coming from our tax dollars.
Sure, I understand.
Right, and it's not, it's been so far as we can find it, it's been limited number of households. But when we look at the municipal water, more than likely, I think that's where the end result is going to come out.
so I don't know how much you know about this, but the state and federal government told us years ago that we had good problem on fire trucks for the few little things that happened.
Right.
Then they told us we had to test it.
Right.
Which we did. And then they came back 5 years ago or 6 years ago and said, okay, this is a contaminant, you gotta deal with it.
Right.
So then we started testing. So they forced us to put foam on, now they're forcing us to take action to mitigate things.
And keep in mind, in that 5-year time frame, PFAS standards were 70 parts per trillion, and they switched it to 11 parts per trillion. Right.
New Hampshire is one of the highest levels that in the world.
Lowest threshold.
Lowest threshold.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the world, they go by 20 parts per million.
Yeah.
In other areas around the world, actually.
New Hampshire is, and Maine just dropped there. New Hampshire and Maine are two of the worst in the world for the level. Or the best, depending on which way you look at it.
Right.
And I was very, this is probably one of the first things I brought up at one of the first meetings that I was on the board, because if I was in your shoes, I know I would want a water system. I wouldn't want to be dealing with bottled water. I absolutely feel for that, especially, you know, I know we have the lowest threshold, but when you still look at the unknown for developing children and stuff like that, it kind of scares the life out of you. You know, one of the nicest conveniences we have in the modern world is being able to turn on your tap and get water, whether it be municipal water or all water. So I absolutely see it as a tremendous inconvenience. And I asked the board, you know, why we weren't just default doing this, and part of it is I guess the town is looking at its options to hold the state and the feds accountable for it, because as it is right now, if the town goes ahead and says, okay, everyone's getting these systems, the town is also going to bear the cost of maintaining them, right, in perpetuity as well. And so I'm very interested to see what comes back with the data on this, but it is a very difficult situation. I wouldn't want to be one of those homes, and I would be as concerned as you are.
I think you're one of the first ones that have definitely support for filtration system based on people in the house, animals, and everything else and stuff. You know, the 1 and 2, that it's cheaper to provide water.
Sure.
And it's not a big inconvenience when you're providing for 2 people instead of 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. No, I
And
understand.
there's already multiple lawsuits to follow with Chris against the manufacturers to try to make them resolve, take some of this cost.
Right.
And they put the town in an odd position. My understanding is that they may put the towns in an odd position because if the town goes ahead and implements the system, if anything changes and the feds and the state become liable for it, anything the town has already done ahead of time, the town is on the hook for forever. Right. As opposed to it being implemented. But so they put us in a terrible situation, which is in turn homeowners that are affected by it in a very, very terrible situation. But we may have to come to a, maybe something comes before the town, and the citizens vote, we feel that these people have been wrong, do this, and the town wants to pay it out of the budget. It couldn't be something that comes forward on an article outside of the realm of the decision of what the feds and the state do.
Sure, but as you know, this will take years and years and years. Not that I'm going anywhere soon, but I mean, house values are obviously gonna suffer in this. I mean, when I bought the home, the person I bought it from showed me all the paperwork that the water was clean and everything, and now I gotta deal with this if I were to ever, turn the house.
The
But
problem with home tests, they don't test for PFAS.
no, they don't. But I was testing every year anyways on my own because I'm I just do it anyways. And my independent tests have been showing up negative also. And then I didn't do a test this year for PFAS only because I knew you guys were doing it in December or November. I can't remember exactly when you came out and did the testing.
What shocks me about the situation is how long it takes to get the results. I mean, sometimes I think since we tested, it's only taken a week.
So,
Then since we tested, and they said maybe 2 months before we get the results.
and they did their testing before mine.
We did it.
Because when I was talking to Julie, we were testing her water, and she asked me about me, and I said, I haven't got anything from.
Yeah, we did it a week ago Friday. And then we did one
The first one was in November.
6 months, 4 months ago, 3 months ago. And we've already sent your question, because I saw that you raised a question about the animals, we've already sent that question to them.
To the state or the supplier of water?
To environmental.
And I don't know about the process of establishing a formal committee, but I would, as this comes up on the agenda and we get the test results back, I would love to see all these affected homes that are being tested. I would love to see these owners come to the meeting and give their input and feedback on, how they feel about the situation, how it impacts them. Because, like I said, if I was somebody who had the water delivered to me, I wouldn't be happy about it. I'd be great if this is a temporary fix until I get my system installed, but I would not be content with just water delivery.
And that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. I'm content with the delivery of water because it's a quick fix for now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I can't carry on for years like this. So, especially in the quantity of water that I'm going to be taking on in the house, and just the delivery issue, that they're not going to bring it past the threshold of the door, which you might.
Well, the good news is we probably only have about 1 month left to worry about getting outside.
Well, I understand, but I still got to store this water.
You have some free CrossFit classes. Yeah.
What's that? So, but those were some of my concerns, and like I said, I'm trying to operate a farm there now, and I have over 1,000 Christmas trees right now, and we're trying to certify them organic, and I'm planting another, 500 here this spring, so we're on our way, and we're looking at cattle, and I'm thinking about holding off now until we get some type of resolution.
Like I said, I think we'll get us something this coming week, either this week or next week, but who knows? I mean, we've pushed them and we've sent them, Susan sent them something, I sent them something, saying we need the results as fast as we can get them.
They just finished getting all the results in, and they have to make it into a report that we can digest there.
And will this be
A lot of
public?
technical.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a lot easier to read when they do the reports than, now they're sending something every day that you have to go through like 8 pages and try to figure out what it says. When they send a report, it's gonna say, like, your address, what your count was last time, what it is this time, what the record should be.
The Reader's Digest version.
Right.
No, I get it.
Or the idiot version, I don't know, because it's easy to understand.
Most people don't know what Reader's Digest is anymore. But, okay, so, those were some of my questions. Obviously, I don't expect you guys to answer them, but maybe the state, can answer those for you on my behalf or
So
something.
hopefully, maybe by the next meeting, we can answer some of them.
Okay, I would like to be,
We'll let you know.
yeah, obviously let me know.
As soon as we get the results.
But you get them all listed over to Susan if you don't mind.
What's that?
You give that list to Susan as well.
Yeah, I'll type it up formally, I'm just gonna, scratch it out here. But I am really curious to know, why don't we start some type of committee?
Because we don't know what's going on yet, and rather than people involved
it's still kind of a litigious matter, and I would say, we're not at that point yet. We gotta do something, believe me, and I appreciate you coming in and telling us your concerns, because I realize now you're affected as well. We were waiting to see which way everything was going.
And like I said, some of them went down, you know, got better, so that's puzzling everybody.
Right.
I mean, they say that the flow eventually
Yeah, I thought the flow was going towards the big lake, I guess, where it's.
flows that way, so the fire station more likely didn't contaminate you, but what did? You know?
Well, in this day and age, who knows?
Yeah, there is another test they can do, it's very expensive, that they test your water and they can tell what type of PFAS are in it.
Right. Yeah, because there's thousands of different types of PFAS that are out there, so.
I mean, like, carpet cleaner is one of the big ones, dishwasher.
Yeah.
Washing machine, you know, there's a lot of things that if somebody in your area had a bad septic system that was, you know.
No, I understand.
So that might be.
I do have water testing on a daily basis, like I said, at school, so I kind of,
Yeah.
unfortunately had to educate myself on this, over the last couple of years, so.
More than you wanted to know.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, and from that standpoint, you know, if it's moving towards the school, then we've got to react quickly on it, but that's just me speaking as a citizen rather than an employee of the school district.
And the other kind of strange thing about it is like, Kevin may be positive, but we're both negative, or we may both be positive and he's negative.
Oh, I
There's no rhyme or reason to it. So that's what we're trying to put together is to figure out.
My house is between two houses that had positives. Guy behind me had it, guy in front of me in front of him, but not me.
Well, coming to your home soon, I imagine.
I know, I think I got a nice downward flow that works out just fine, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I want to express some of these questions. Like I said, I just kind of want to put it out on the public record. And
We'll be talking more.
yes, please. And when that list does become public, as far as the people in the neighborhood that are positive or have high rates, if that could be shared, that'd be great, because I'd almost like to reach out for those people and say, hey, let's get our heads together here and let's make things happen. You know, I just, I know it's, you know, this is growing legs and everything, but 5 years is a bit too long, especially when we have kids that are in the house and we have kids playing on the
5 years, I mean, you're saying 5 years is too long, but we've been testing for that long.
Right.
And we're doing what they tell us to do.
Right.
And you weren't on the level until now.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, quite honestly, it's not that I didn't care before now, but now this affects me privately, and, you know, and I'm more concerned about, like I said, the kids in the house. It's, and not only that, but when their friends come over, and, you know, I have to watch for the well-being now, too. You know, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Public comment number 1. You want to talk about public comment, or you just waiting to see if we talk about the beds, the hell?
Yes.
You're not on the agenda, so do you want to say anything, or?
The correspondence is
You
no.
need to come to the desk.
I'm only here to answer questions.
Well, you're running your place.
Okay, well, tell me the agenda. Correspondence from the planning board is on your agenda. That's why I'm here.
Well, the only thing they do is give us a plan, and we say that we have any problems with it.
Also, that's why I'm here.
Anybody have a problem with that?
Well, I guess I don't know what this is referring to.
The veterans housing down here.
Housing support, they're required by the board, you've got a board comment sheet, and that's why it's on the agenda under correspondence.
They give us a plan, and most times they already do that, and we let them do the real thing, and we send comments to them.
Would you look at change from a change from 2-family, or?
Yeah, it's going, you're way behind. It's going from 2-family, 2 bedrooms each to 4 units.
Okay.
The only thing we're really doing is adding kitchens, there's twin tell, and I think septic wise they're okay because there's an existing 1,500 gallon tank.
So it's going to the planning board, that's where it's gonna sit. The planning board's the deciding point.
So this was necessarily a liberation for them, and therefore, if we want to, we can. All right, there we go.
That is it, I mean, every time an application comes to planning board, all departments get copies of plans on a comment sheet, and with whatever is within that department's or that board's jurisdiction, they can comment on, feed it back, and when public hearing takes place, those comments will be taken into account.
And the select board usually never get those comment sheets, and they started getting them to us, so,
Okay, well,
you know, that's the difference, is now we get them.
The last couple of years.
any board is obliged to get it.
And I think that's traditionally, you're not gonna see comments from the select board, because we're the enforcement mechanism should something not fall in line through the planning board. So, and usually the fire department is must meet all NFPA.
And if you have some particular knowledge of something on a particular application that you wanted to make sure the planning board is aware of, you could make that note.
I think probably also because of all the legal back and forth on this, we probably shouldn't offer a comment unless it's.
I would say, as long as, you know, goes before as to code, see you should.
Okay?
Okay, well, station is our agenda, it's a public meeting, so I got that, I make myself available, in case you have any.
Okay, that's good.
That's not bad. She's easy.
Liaison reports.
We meeting planning board tomorrow.
So you can't tell us what's that. You have any?
Really, nothing else since last week.
Kingston days that last week, the Finelli's Carnival cannot participate on the weekend we've chosen. They've already committed their available the following week or back in August. But I don't see the committee likely to change the date. They may look at alternative organizations for this year anyways. And the only other surprise was that I guess there's not gonna be a Copperhead again at Kingston Days, so that's gonna be a concern because that generates a lot of revenue. May not have this past year, but they did the year before, so we'll see where that goes. And that's it.
Chuck? No, update on the budget stuff, we'll say that the deliberative session happens Saturday or happens on.
I suppose the deliberative did go over well Saturday, not, although I wasn't a whole lot of people there, mainly due to the cold weather, but I think that, as far as the article for the operating budget was explained very well. Then we had in the past to get the information out as to why and a lot of the high points of it. So it's important for the budget. If anybody has questions on it, they can certainly contact one of us or we can help them out with it, or refine it if we need to be. Other than that, two of the three people from the budget committee that were on it, the last group re-signed up, so we still have like 3 or 4 openings for the budget committee, so if those who, and nobody has signed up to run, so certainly if we're interested in doing it down the road, we can either do a rating or they'll take over one, they'll point you if you are interested. The only other thing is that from the fire station in, what's going on there, we're still waiting to get the consolidated, get the figures done, is from Paul to the fire, to Graham as far as what the money is left over. They're still trying to reconcile that with different things that were happening. Ian Graham is still waiting for, I guess there's still paperwork following around for the grant. I asked him the other day when he called.
Not for the generator.
Yeah, it's been all approved, it's a matter of
process and to get the money, and exactly how much it is, I'm not sure, but it's 60,000 or plus.
Just kind of.
Yeah, and, so I asked him about that the other day, and he said that you're still, it's approved, it's there, it's a matter of the steps you gotta go through to actually physically get it to be able to get them to write the check out.
And do they have any more progress with that issue with the standing water?
Yeah, well, yes, they have, they know what it is, they know what it is. They have recently had some other people check on it, vis-a-vis a insurance company.
Yeah, I think they were talking about either having the company that warrantied the building do the repairs and then go after the contractors that did that, or they were looking at some other option.
I guess
How that was gonna go.
the plumbing company was sold, and it's a new plumbing company. So they were in a battle as to whose insurance company, they should have just, the plumbing company did, the insurance company should have just covered it. Well, they don't exist, because they don't, the company's gone. The new insurance company, the new company's insurance isn't gonna pay for something that they weren't involved with when they did it, so. Well, it's the general contractor gets a warranty on the building. So you have to get that now to Bowen. And I know there's been, back and forth with that, and I think they're having a meeting on Thursday to see if they can finalize it and get it as to who's going to do what. I mean, most insurance companies or most service companies, a service master or service pro, whatever, they'd be glad to do it, but they got to know when they're going to get paid.
Well, exactly, and the quicker they get that resolved, because they wanna mitigate any moisture or mold that's already
Big concern
consumed.
now is the mold and the growth of the mold and the walls.
That's the last thing we need in a brand new building.
That would be a stink. No, but I'm very content.
All right, monthly liaison to the state class, they took those out last week. It's a couple month project, so we'll see how that goes, and we're going to start doing some private fundraising in the immediate future to cover that. As far as other business on the demolition grant, that is not been brought forward yet. I don't know what the whole bit is, but it's not here, so I don't know if Jim Burns has stopped doing or what, but.
I'll talk to Chris on Thursday.
Are you gonna see Greg tomorrow night?
Yes.
Did you ask him tomorrow night anymore what the status is?
Yep.
He did great.
Yeah, and I'd mentioned it too, because I know Rick Russman was a big advocate of maybe finding any ways to help out with that grant stuff too, so I made him aware that that was going on in case he wanted to show up to any of the meetings to advocate for support.
New business, I guess under old business, we get this memorandum thing from the library. If anything. We get one. Last week they gave us some memorandum.
It's just a copy of the memorandum when you stay with the between the library trustees and the board of selectmen.
But they're looking to have that approved, or?
I don't think so. I thought it was stated in the yeah, maybe a couple of weeks ago, Chuck.
No, I know.
I don't think they can take action because it's just to let us know what it was.
Okay, so
I don't think we don't have to walk on it anyway, I guess that's my point.
so this is out there, this isn't something that's 100% brand new.
Yeah, I know that.
Bill was working with them on what we were gonna do, what they were gonna do, and try and get all that worked out, so. He hasn't reported that it's been worked out, so I don't think we have anything to do with it.
Change is my point.
I think it's being reviewed by the trustees at the library right now.
Okay, and then you'll get it, we'll get it, and, okay.
If there's any changes to it, Chuck, that was my side.
First I've seen it, no of it, that's why I like it. Whether we're supposed to sign something, because I'm not necessarily doing it, but, that's all, that's what I.
Okay.
I mean, under new business, the rec center was supposed to have been used one night last week for pickleball, and, they were only able to get it open because he had an emergency with his wife, and the guy's coming in to see me tomorrow faults are to say no, that I would give you my phone number, so the next time you can't get in, you can call me. But I don't think we ought to have keys to buildings to the town, floating around private citizens.
The other thing is always very reliable. No, that's the usual circumstance.
And that's what I'm doing.
Just need a backup.
I'll give you my phone number and say, call me if you require it. So I just want to make sure you guys agree with that before I vote you down. And sometime in the future, those doors should probably be changed because. Yeah. Anybody else have anything in the new business? Public comment number 2.
Public Works Director. I wanted to schedule a public hearing or meeting regarding circuit signs and bass. Rich St. Blair had come to you guys, I believe it was 2018 or 2019, with a resident, with a citizen's petition regarding the dirt roads, something being done. So I've been getting that pertinent information together, and I just wanted to know what the board's preference on that was, what they wanted to do. My preference would be having a meeting, explaining the situation with the roads, potential alternatives, and get as many of the residents in here as we can to come to some kind of consensus on what we do moving forward.
Is this for roads that are currently unpaved and they're still considered private roads?
No, these are public roads, and we have 5 unpaved roads remaining in Kingston. This is 3 of them. They take an inordinate amount of our resources to maintain and field phone calls about, and
Because they're dirt roads as opposed to paved roads.
well, they're very narrow camp roads that were never meant to be occupied year-round by multiple people going way too fast, way too many to a house.
Yeah, what happened
Posting way too much on the road.
they turned in this petition, which was everybody but one resident, I think, on there that signed it, 3. And when they started checking into it, there were gonna be a lot of trees that had to be cut down, telephone poles that had to be moved, everything. And then the residents started saying, well, to do it, they had to cut down that tree, put up some resistance, so this is probably the best way to have some kind of public meeting.
Just for some history on this, Sean, our mechanic, and also our bucket truck operator, he was with a company that gave them a quote 25 years ago to remove all the trees out of there, and they didn't want to do it then. This has been going on for a very long time, so
Obviously.
I think a public hearing to just get the facts out there, have a discussion with the residents, and figure out how the board would like to proceed. I certainly am open to any and all solutions, but,
And it's a multiple year project, probably to get the trees out in there, grade it down, let it pack. So the expense can be spread out if we go ahead with it.
It would be open to you for a recommendation what would be best interest.
yeah, and so Dennis had actually done a survey in there in 2012. There is a 20-foot right-of-way throughout the entire place, but where that lands in people's property and what things are built in some right-of-way right now, and
I know for a fact there's several septic systems in the right of way.
which
So it's a
severely limits our options. But,
And some of the houses, the septic systems in the right of way, there's no other place to put it, so they'll be able to change it to one they can have a road over it or something major expense.
yeah. There's no easy answers on that, and I can brief you in advance on that. The other thing was, I wanted to do a presentation. I've been doing a review of all the buildings that the town owns, and just wanted to set that up potentially next month with the board to get a PowerPoint presentation I'm putting together. Just some future projects planned for the buildings, things that are coming up on the horizon, and
You want to do that on Monday morning sometime? That's easier.
yeah.
Okay, so that way we've got a little more time this time. So just talk to Susan about when you want to do it.
Okay.
Okay, the one in March, we have the policies and procedures updates with the staff and committees.
So I'd say
Just keep that in
either
mind.
February or April.
Yep.
And then April might be better, because by then you know what the budget passes and what's their money wise and everything else.
True. For the record, Cal Petty is not going away from Kingston Days. There was alternative plans made because Kingston Days future was up in the air, and we've been talking with them.
I thought you'd be pleased on how I handled that.
Do you only have one guy?
So the Kingston Public Works Association wanted to put it on as a fundraiser for the Rich St. Hilaire Scholarship that funds trades, people going into the trades, their education for that. So we've talked with Kingston Days and they are supporting that. They're actually trying to find a sponsor to defray the expenses so that more of it can go towards that scholarship fund.
I was at the meeting Thursday night, and I didn't get that impression, but I talked to some of the folks at Blake again. I was going in for Kevin that night, and so I was kind of surprised. And I kept quiet.
There's a surprise right there.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, time does after a while.
You guys got anything for me?
No, I know the check the alarm buttons today, which is strange, because I called Joel this morning, I said, tomorrow let's come in and let's push everyone and see what works. And I guess they went through that today, so I was kind of glad they did. And I guess out of the 10, there was 9 working, and it didn't, so.
We had an alarm this weekend, so he came out to just make sure, as he's taken over that system from the library, there's been some things working through.
We're taking these shifts on the buttons, but Tom said that'd be easy, and just let him know where we're going, because, like, I've got one and don't need one, but Susan should probably have one.
Yep.
And, the only other thing is the spoil smell. I called Tom, and I said I'd have that furnace checked immediately, because it's typically a crack chamber that causes that.
Yeah, it was very faint the other day, and then
It was very faint this morning and very strong tonight, so as it gets colder, it runs more and the smell gets stronger, so
this is the year of the furnace.
it might be bad news.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
The abatement forms are there to sign. Special event for the draft house and permission to do outside music on the patio. And I understood it was an acoustical, Victoria, is that in here?
Yeah, it's in the orange folder, the small orange. I believe it's in there. It's a series he putting in for every week. He wants to be able to do this weekly.
That's the draft house.
So that really isn't a special
Not
event,
a
one-time
special
thing,
event,
it's
so
a
I'm
modification cycle.
not sure how you wanted to handle that.
And there's always the thing, that is it gonna be amplified acoustic music, or is it acoustic with no amplification?
This doesn't say acoustic, this says that background music at a low level where the acres can still talk. Remember, we had one participant, so that makes me think one person, so that makes me think it's gonna be an acoustic with guitar. 5:30 to 7:30, which is good. I thought they wanted to do.
And I'm all about venues being able to have outside music and entertainment, it obviously helps them, but if it's something that, if the indication is that they're gonna want it to be reoccurring every week, it's not a special event permit, it's a modification to a site.
They have done an application for 527, 610, 624, 78. So,
Yeah, so that's a question we're gonna talk about, because we had issues before with that. I'm not opposed to it, but I think that's where, what's the regulation, what constitutes a change of use? We've allowed certain places intermittently to do stuff, is once a week, something, you know, I don't know.
Well, this is every order, it looks like, right?
basically.
For
the summer, yeah.
For summer.
Which is different, I mean, there's a big difference though between acoustic and playing Highway to Hell at 10:30 at night.
No problem.
It's 7:30, which is very early. You know, if they're around 10:30, then I may question it, but 7:30 really puts up.
I would just, my own say, I would ask you as a liaison to the planning board to see how the planning board feels.
We can bring it up tomorrow night.
Let's see, I think there is special exceptions here that it's only regularly, it's
Yeah.
done at 7:30, but does that constitute a change of use? I want to be fair across the board for everyone.
And that's it, I love venues having this stuff, but one of the things I always criticize the town on is being inconsistent in their discussion. So I would like to get the planning board's opinion.
That's why before we went after them, because we cracked down some other places, so we knew that they were stops, and now that's why we're doing this. So, Kevin, can we take it a step further, that if he approaches the planning board and they say it's fine, then we can sign it?
Yeah, but we'll be here next week, right?
Yeah, this is the first
You
one.
want to take that and then bring it
So we can sign it.
take that and
Can I,
so he
I'll
has
just
it.
take that with me to the meeting.
Who would you trust it with?
I don't see that stretch. It's way too much effort from
She requested a life jacket from Homer Station at the boat launch.
There was a.
Can I, Chris, let me ask you this, for clarification purposes, not just this applicant, but would the planning board be going to give you feedback, what we can set up as a consistent policy, of what requires a special event and what isn't, what's a permanent use? Not just for this case, but, you know, let's make it kind of.
Isn't that the select board jurisdiction? Isn't it special events?
So what's your opinion?
It is, yeah, I mean, ultimately, the special event permit is on the exclusive purview of the select board. I think it would take looking at, I think the board would have, the planning board would have to just look at the zoning ordinances, you know, for those types of things, and, because there's certain zoning areas where they're less likely allowed, depending on the type of zoning, whether it's mixed use with commercial. I'll bring it up to the board and see what they feel comfortable commenting on or presenting on, or whether or not they feel they need to come up with an official statement on it based off what the regulations are.
Sorry.
It's earlier, it's about the one word, life jackets.
Yeah. I would think that it seems like a nice, it's an honorable idea. I wouldn't be there, you know, Kingston Lake Association is very involved there, and they have monitors there during the year, so wouldn't hurt to get their opinion.
Okay. That sounds good.
It's an admirable, you know, but I just don't want a liability issue with it, you know, they start getting cut up, they're outdated, but they're modern, so let's see what they think.
Okay.
And then we got a notice about 2 cell towers.
I've got that here if you wanted to see them there. One from Kensington and one from Salem.
We typically get those all the time.
They're not non-jurisdiction, they're just within the range.
They just tell us. And I think the planning board will go through it again and say, hey, they told us, and it's no issue. They're required to radius to notify. Motion to approve minutes of January 1st, public and non-public. So moved. Second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. That Comcast letter. And we have a Comcast letter talking about contracts and we definitely want to get behind that.
I think it's in the letter passed on Briggs when he was on the board.
Well, there used to be a committee in that.
There was.
That wasn't that, probably 5 or 10 years.
Well, my concern is, it's interesting that we've got it with a day, Comcast has been always forthcoming, I mean, they're just saying the contract's running out and they want to talk about it. But Jet Consolidated is in town and they put up, fiber optic. And somehow they, I don't know what the requirement is for them versus not them, you know, in this, but I think hopefully we'll get an answer from the assessment team that we did, but I just don't understand how. I get it, it's called Cable TV Law of 1984, how do they get away with it? It might be worth calling PUC and asking.
I don't know, does Consolidated provide programming? Or is it because they just provide essentially the film structure to produce it? I think that could be the difference is, Comcast actually has broadcast.
I think that's what our professional assessors are gonna tell us, right? The difference in.
I just said,
Because what TV doesn't have to do anything, and they make that program.
yeah, but it's individual, it's not town-wide, it's on your property.
That's so sad, yeah.
So these are probably.
And the full schedule.
Yeah.
With lovely.
This is the contract for the Kingston Lake Watershed Management Plan that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that they want a signature on.
Yeah, that we authorize you to sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know when that contract is up for Comcast?
Must be up soon because if it's
Yeah, remind us, but, 6 months from now, it's up and we're at their discretion. Because
Yeah, if it's gonna be on, I don't want to be in the gun to say we're gonna sign something just to get us through.
Well, that's why I think the assessor, to send that to them and ask them their opinion of that report.
two tax abatements.
Two tax abatements.
You already approved, but I didn't have the, report in front of me.
Yeah, both of these were approved. That was something like you guys.
Just that, check it over.
Anybody have anything else?
I would like one non-public for legal purposes.
Okay.
Can we take your picture before,
Anybody
Adam?
want to go, guys? Yeah. Or we can adjourn the meeting and take pictures of the non-public.
Well, you can take the picture, you can take a recess, take the picture, go into the public and adjourn.
Right. So we're going to take a recess, have a picture taken for the annual report.
Where's this money coming from, this thing, Russ?
Yeah, I made a note for myself. Yeah.